Hey, my name is Damien Atkins. I'm an actor. I've been a member of the Shaw Festival's acting ensemble for 4 years, but I'm also a playwright. And this year I'm writing a play for the Shaw called Prince Caspian. It's based on the 4th book in the Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. So today I'm going to make a little video about how to be a writer. Now, writing can seem really mysterious and daunting to people. So I'm just going to lay out a few really practical tips that can help you get to the end of that piece or the next draft of that piece that you're working on. Now, the first tip I can give you is just get to the end. Whatever you're working on, just finish it. It's really tempting when you're writing something, you start and then you think, oh, I could make that better, or this part I don't really like, I should start again, or I should revise that before I go on. The best thing I can say to you is just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward until you get to the end of the piece. If you want to make a note about something that you think you could improve or something that you want to fix, then make a note, but keep looking forward. Don't look back. Just get to the end. Only when you get to the end do you see this is something that's got a beginning, a middle, and an end, and now I can respond to it as a thing that actually exists. Now, how do you get to the end? I'm not the kind of writer that waits around for inspiration, and I think most writers aren't like that. It's really just a practice. You get up every day, you put in some hours, you put in a certain number of words or a certain number of pages, and then you move on. I don't sit around evaluating whether the writing was any good that day or whether I'm pleased with it. I just make sure I fulfill my daily practice. For me, it works best in the morning. I get up, I have a cup of tea, and I do my writing before I've answered any emails or before I made any calls or before I get involved in any text conversations. Then my mind is clear, and then once I'm finished, I can spend the rest of the day thinking, hey, I got my writing done. Now, once you get to the end of the piece, once you've got a first draft, that's when the really fun part begins, because that's when you get to start to rewrite. Now you're not inventing something out of thin air. You've got something that you can respond to. It's a lot more exciting. You can feel a lot more like, I've got tools here, I've got options. Any writer, if you ask any writer what is writing, they will say writing is rewriting. Your first draft probably is not going to be very good, and that's okay. My first drafts are terrible. The real writing and the real chance to make it better is in the rewriting. Every draft you do is a chance to comb through it and just make it a little bit better. You won't fix everything in any draft. You're just combing through and making it a little bit better every time. Probably you're never going to be fully 100% satisfied with it, and that's also okay. There is a saying that goes, plays are never finished, just abandoned. It sounds drastic, but it's true. It just means it's never going to be 100% to your liking, but you just work on it and you work on it and you work on it till you can't work on it anymore. Now, when you get to those little bits in the writing that you feel your body go, ooh, I don't like that, or that's not very good, or ooh, I'm embarrassed that I wrote that, it's tempting to move on for that and try to forget that it ever exists, that it doesn't exist on the page anymore. But the best thing I can say to you is, when you feel that feeling of, oh, I don't like that, there's something wrong with that piece of dialogue or that scene or that sentence, try to sit with it and think, okay, what don't I like about it? It's not good enough just to say, I hate that. Why do you hate it? I don't know. Ask yourself, what is it that you hate about it? If you sit with it long enough, you'll figure it out. You'll start to think, oh, I guess I hate it because it's not funny and I want it to be funny, or it's too funny and it shouldn't be jokey, or it's too long-winded, I want it to be more succinct. Whatever it is, just try to write down what you don't like about it. If you don't know what the problem is, it's harder to find a solution. So the first task is identify what the problem is. What's the problem with that little piece? If you can identify the problem, then you give yourself a chance at finding a good solution. You might not find the right solution. You might find a solution and you try it and you still haven't fixed it. That's okay. You just keep going back. Every draft you comb through it, try to make it a little bit better. Sometimes the things that you come up against that are challenges in the writing are actually opportunities. These are the things that you're going to bash your head against and think, how do I do this? How do I make this moment right? Or how do I, in my case, how do I adapt this chapter in the book properly? Sometimes that struggle is what gives rise to the most creativity. I can give you an example in Prince Caspian. At a crucial moment, the trees wake up and become a tree army. And I thought to myself, how am I going to do that? So I stood up from my desk. I went for a walk. Going for a walk is another great tip on writing. Go for a walk, clear your head, think about the problem, come back, sit back down at your desk. That's what I did. I thought, all right, what if I try this? Now, I can't give away the solution to you right now, but it's become my favorite part of the play. And it arose from the feeling of, this is impossible. How am I going to make this work? So challenges are opportunities. The last thing I want to say to you, how to be a writer. One of the best ways to be a writer is to read. Make sure you find stuff that you like to read. If you're writing a novel, read novels. Ask people what their favorite novels are. Ask for recommendations. If you're writing poetry, read more poetry. If you're writing plays, read as many plays as you can. With plays, it's great because you can go out and see plays as well. But any writer worth his or her or their salt does a lot of reading. So that's the last tip. To be a good writer, you need to read. I hope these tips have helped you a little bit. Good luck with your writing. Remember, it's just a practice. Just put in the hours every day and you'll get there.